People idolize David so much.
David Lade is one of internet's most popular fitness influencers.
You basically reached your dream physique. And then what happened after?
Hit a point where I was looking in the mirrors. I look on par with like all the people that I look up to. I'm just as strong, if not stronger. On paper, like I nailed it. I just felt so hollow and empty.
How much of you working out was to get to a certain look?
Almost all about the look. I'm at the point where I have such chronic back pain. Life sucks. Is this just like even worth it? Where's this internal state of just eternal peace that was advertised to me? Then I got into magic. Then I got into chess.
He knows more about chess than both of us combined.
Is chess content the #1 type of content you consume?
For sure.
You finally got to meet one of your heroes, Magnus Carlsen. What was that like?
He was like, that was a trick.
I can't say I know what this term means exactly, but I was watching all of your episodes and the top comment was that David is always stimming. Do you know where that comes from?
Like my stimming?
Yes. Do you know what stimming means? Is it stimming or stem? It's stimming.
Stimming.
I mean, if I had to guess, I feel like you're implying that it's something like just like short bursts of like intense just energy stuff,
That's
whether
what
it be
I assumed
verbal
it
or
meant.
physical or like, I don't know, talking really fast or something, or tweaking.
Self-stimulating behaviors, repetitive movements, or actions that people use to manage emotions. And the most common Google question after that is, can a child stim and not be autistic? David?
I mean, mine, I don't know if it's necessarily to like regulate like emotions. From the little that I know about like ADHD, which I'm almost certain that I have, is that like people with ADHD just like don't have enough like baseline dopamine to just be content. That's why they just like stim. They need to fidget something. They need to tap their leg. They need to do some like type of activity to just like hit that like minimum threshold to just like feel okay.
When did you first get diagnosed with ADHD?
Well, I first got diagnosed when I self-diagnosed myself when
As
I
we
was
all
around
do.
like 20, right? I was so certain that I had it. I just didn't want to
Why?
waste the time of a psychiatrist. I just wanted to save everyone some time. But
Why
I, like,
were you sure you had it?
I mean, because I just like researched it and I was like, I mean, fuck, I have all the symptoms. So of course I have it.
Or like, let's say your top 3 things that you're like 100%. And also it's going to be easier to function if I get it medicated.
Executive function and like long-term planning. If I know I have to like do something, right? Like in like weeks or months or whatever, it's like a long-term goal. A normal person will like allocate like a little bit of like time, energy, and resources like every single day to get there. But for me, the second you expand the time horizon, I just don't really do it. But I wait till like the very like last second. And then like when I'm in crisis and when I'm in panic mode, I just hit unbelievable flow states.
That's
and
when
I
you excel.
Well,
I
I do the
excel
same
at like
thing.
another level.
I actually procrastinate a lot too, and it usually takes me until the day before to do something.
I used to think that the bad time management and doing that as well was the same. But yeah, now I feel like nowadays it's just kind of allocating your time to work more efficiently when you're actually passionate about something, but maybe it is. Are you generally late to things? Would you say you have bad time management?
If I have like a time obligation that I need to be somewhere, where like if I'm like late to that, then like other people like are affected, I usually like end up being on time.
If it's something you really enjoy doing, do you still have that where you wait until the very last day to do it, or can you do things earlier then?
I mean, if it's something that I really enjoy doing and like the urgency is there, I'll just like do it like right then and there. But like if it's not that, then I just like, I mean, like the other like ADHD like stereotype or cliche, if you're not like interested in something, like it's difficult to like put time and energy into stuff that you're not like maximally interested in. Like even if you are interested in it, like you're still not interested enough to just like do it, I don't know, in like a balanced, like drawn out way.
Do you feel like you're a different person when you're on your ADHD meds?
Some people like say that they get all like zombified and they're all like stoic and weird and like unemotional. I think that like certain medications like are like more likely to do that to certain people. You know, people try different stuff. They'll find something that doesn't affect them that way. To me, I think it just enhances me like in every way. I don't get any negatives other than maybe
Just
like
kidding.
a reduced like appetite.
Which is a perfect segue because you have quite a diverse variety of interests. We've got magic, we've got chess, obviously fitness. We're going to dive in all 3. I did want to ask specifically, okay, the other ADHD cliche is you find something, you hyperfixate it, and then you lose interest very quickly. Out of these hobbies, chess, fitness, magic, maybe I'm missing a couple. Would you say which ones are the most consistent and which ones are more just fads? Is that the word, fads?
I'd say like fitness is like pretty consistent.
Okay,
I'd
yeah, that
say,
one was kind of obvious.
but I'm like nowhere near as head over heels like passionate about it as I used to be like back in the day. But the other stuff like chess, magic, like arm wrestling, like it gets like super duper like cyclical.
Well, this morning you're playing chess. Yesterday you and Alex just returned from a chess tournament. So is chess I would say, in its consistent arc right now.
The problem with me in chess is that, proportionally speaking, my elo is like this much, right? But like my following of like the chess games and the drama,
He knows more about chess than both of us combined.
Which is insane.
it's like right here
Is chess content the number one type of content you consume?
for sure.
How did that even happen?
I always knew how to like play chess, right? Like I play with my grandpa since I was a kid. He would beat me. Then the Queen's Gambit came out, and then I stumbled across like Gotham Chess. He's probably like the main person that I watch. And I don't know why. I'm like sitting there paying attention. I'm kind of understanding what's happening. But a lot of the times it's just like white noise. Like I could just like be in the shower and I'm just like listening to like him like breaking down the chess game. I'll just like watch like Hikaru's like disrespect speed runs. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Average Gotham chess viewer.
True. Which, speaking of, you finally got to meet one of your heroes, Magnus Carlsen. What was that like?
I was at the freestyle chess event in Las Vegas recently. The way that I even like ended up going to that was I went to this like, you know, the chess forum in New York, right?
Yes, which for the viewers is a local chess club that he goes and competes on.
Yeah. So I'll like go there, just like burn like 6 hours at a time, just like play, just wonderful place. But I was like there one time with a friend and I was just like playing like random people that would come in. And one of the guys I was like playing with, like, he just kept like crushing me like back to back. I was like very upset about it. So I was like, I want to show him some magic. Like I'll like beat him in like something, right? So I did like some magic tricks for him that like sparked some conversation. Turns out like he works for like a freestyle organization.
Oh.
And then he was like, oh, hey, like it would be cool to kind of maybe bring you, you could do like some like magic content because they want to show the chess players in like different contexts, not just like sitting like boring monotone over the chessboard. They just want to like give different like lights on them. So I was like, absolutely. Like, I would love to go. I would love to do magic to the GMs.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that's why they brought you.
Yeah, I was literally,
that's hilarious.
This is my first magic gig,
Oh my
technically.
God, this is so exciting. Wait, this is awesome. Okay, continue.
So like I get there, right? I went there with my friend Joey, who's also like super into chess. Got there like the first day. I was like so sleep deprived. I didn't end up doing anything. I just like slept. The next day, me and Joey went to the event, right? It was the NBA players playing the chess players. Like that was like cool. Then we went to like the back room. So then I was there and I'm seeing all these like chess players, these like NBA players and stuff. And I'm like, well, shit. I mean, I was brought here to do magic. So
It's time to perform.
let's whip out the deck, right? Had a, pleasant little exchange with Hans. Like we did some magic and stuff, whatever.
What was Hans' reaction to your magic? Was he impressed? He's a hard guy to impress.
It was fun. It was great. Like he
Okay.
really liked it. Like we talked about magic, like different stuff. Like it was
Okay,
super,
so first
super cool.
interaction went well.
Yeah, first magical thing went well. I did some stuff to some of the basketball players. Like as you would expect, they have like it was great reactions. I don't know if you ever saw David Blaine. Great reaction after great reaction after great reaction. I'm like, yes, like this is going super well. Like showing magic to all these people. It's amazing. And then I see Magnus from my periphery. I'm like, oh, that's Magnus Carlsen over there. So then I come up to him and I'm like, oh, hey, like, I think the first thing I said is like, do you know about like the pawn game? I'm sure like, you know about it. It's like where you don't have any pieces on the back rank. It's like just pawns and like you push until like one promotes. Then he was like, yeah, I think I know it. Maybe I don't know. So then I was like, you want to see a magic trick? And then he was like, sure. So I took out my deck and I just did like a quick, like little like silly trick, just like an opener. It's one that takes like 5 seconds. Like the basic premise is it's like, I'll take the deck, I'll just like riffle somewhere. You say stop, like you see a card, like you remember it. And then I basically take the cards, like I hold them face up, the whole deck's in my hand and you could see like the bottom card, like whatever it is. And then I just like shake the deck with one hand and then it like changes to the card that you saw. Just something like quick, like simple, like cute, kind of like an appetizer. Like an opener, exactly. So then I did it, and then he was like, "Cool, whatever." and just like turn around.
Mistake number one: your opener for Magnus should have been like your best trick.
So then I was like, "Yep, I blundered here. This is over."
You didn't redeem yourself.
Wait, but what about when you tried to make the joke?
Oh yeah, I forgot. So remember how I said how the trick went, right? It's basically I take the deck, I riffle down the side, and then I basically like say stop, right? So I did that. I riffled. He said stop. I'm like, okay, like you see that card, you have it remembered, right? And then he said yes. And then I just said a silly little thing. I was like, oh, like how do you feel like, that I could like see the card through your eyes? Like some like silly, friendly little like pokey poke, whatever.
Magnus is
and then he looks at me, he's like, no, you can't. You can't see it. And then I was like, okay, all right. Well, I definitely can't see it, right? Then I finish up the trick. He's already like done with magic at that point. Doesn't want to see a single trick for the rest of his life. Is honestly thinking about leaving the event.
No.
And then I was like, well, that wasn't the best. In my head, I'm like, okay, I don't think Magnus liked the trick that much. So then when I was with my friend Joey, like later at like that night when it was just me and him after everything, after all the dinners, and I was like, Joey, like you saw that interaction with Magnus, like am I just am I just spiraling? Is it in my own head, or like do you think he just like didn't like the trick? And Joey was like, no, it's fine, like it's cool, like you're not overthinking it. And then the next day we had like the poker tournament where it was like me, like Alex, Matt, there was a whole bunch of like people there, right? So we met up in the lobby to go like walk over to the poker tournament. So I get there, like Alex is there, Magnus is there, right? Like everyone's like coming together. Then as we start walking over to that other casino where that poker game was, Alex was like, oh, hey, Magnus, like, what did you think about David's trick? And he was like, that was a shitty trick. Four shots.
I was some bullshit card trick.
I was gonna say Magnus is very experienced at saying mean things in the most polite way, but he did not hold back in that interaction.
There's actually a clip of him saying it from the poker game.
Did you film the trick and everything?
I didn't film the initial trick, but like the way that she asked Magnus, like, oh, did you like the trick? She asked it in such a specific tone to just alley-oop, just set him up for just like a slam hammer.
That's not fair, Alex. You should.
I threw him the ball and he laid it up. Seeing David interact with Magnus is like seeing an excited kid interact with his biggest hero. So we're all sitting at the poker game, and at some point, David, I think, like wakes up and is just like straight firing questions towards Magnus, like hyper specific chess questions.
This, finally,
and I'll like cut to some of these, and I'm in between, and I can tell like Magnus is just taken aback because he doesn't do it in conversation. Like people are just sitting, and he just starts straight shooting them towards Magnus.
Wait, can you give me a taste of some of the questions you were giving him?
I remember some. It was like Magnus is like in the middle of a hand, right? Like contemplating like a $4,000 call. I was like, Magnus, when you first played Garry Kasparov when you were 13 years old, do you think he was more nervous or you were more nervous? And he's like, fuck, like, honestly, what are you talking about?
You probably have better questions than most chess journalists.
He does. It was just the
execution.
It was very like hyper specific, like ADHD strange questions. I was like, would you
I
like?
love this.
But then Magnus Magnus actually did start warming up. I saw a few smiles towards the end.
Do you think you earned his respect at the end when he saw you were not just one of the most talented magicians, but an avid chess fan too?
Probably not.
It's okay.
No, I'm kidding.
It takes a couple rounds.
No, but like as Alex was saying, throughout like the poker, right? Like he was like warming up, like not only to me, but like to everyone else at the table. But I'm like, oh, like he's like warming up. It's like fine and stuff. Then the second Alex feels Magnus is just like getting really warm, really good, she decides to take out the hammer again. I was like, Magnus, wait, one more time. What did you think about David's trick? And then he's like, it fucking sucked. I told you I hate it. Stop asking me.
Didn't that make you want to redeem and show him your next best trick?
I wanted you to get a soundbite so that when you were showing him the magic tricks the next day, you'd have a storyline.
So yeah, so basically she asked the question again. Magnus answered in his Magnesian style. And then I was like, well, wait till our content day. Wait till we have like a formal one-on-one. Yes. You know, it's gonna, I think we're gonna get the home run then. And then I guess you'll have to watch my video to see how that final trick played out.
Has this changed your perception of your heroes? Are you a Hikaru fan now?
No, I mean, I think that like in reality, obviously, it's just kind of like a sense of like humor that he has. That's how he behaves like in reality. Like even if like stuff that he says can like come across like very just like harsh and evil and just demoralizing. Just so,
in reality,
so bad. Like he means well. I hope.
Are you okay, David? Do you need to talk about it?
Are the chess grandmasters what you expected them to be when you met them all in person?
Honestly, it was basically like virtually just like dead on.
Yeah.
Like how I would have like anticipated. I mean, I just like watched like so much like chess that like I basically parasocially just like know all the players.
Which one was your favorite to film with?
Oh, it's like really so hard to say. Like that content day, just in general, like that was just like a fantastic day. Like content aside, like it was just great. Like let's think about each one. So Levon, right? I knew he spoke Russian, so I was excited about that. But then I found out that he actually speaks 4 languages. I was like, that's sick.
Russian? Oh.
So like it was like cool. I learned that about like Levon, and then like he was just like super like giggly, like
Levon's
happy. He was like dancing in the middle of the position and shit.
He's so fun to film with. I love Levon.
Yeah, I played the pawn game with him at a winning position. I missed it, then he won. I got sad.
I think you're the only person that has brought the pawn game to the world's top grandmasters, and I love that.
Magnus and Hikaru actually had really interesting like reactions like to the openings of some of those like one-on-one magic tricks. Like I had like a deck, right? It was like a trick with like the whole deck, and I was like, all right, so here all the cards are all mixed up and stuff. There might be like 1 or 2 missing. I just like said that as like a small talk line. 1 or 2 cards were actually missing, but that has absolutely nothing to do with the trick. I was just saying stuff to just fill the space. And like Hikaru was, oh wait, like really? And then he just like took it and counted every single card. I'm like, okay.
Oh my god.
I was like, do you need a microscope? Do you need a TSA scanner? Like, can we?
Oh my god.
That was interesting.
Magic to chess players is like prime entertainment.
Yeah, Magnus reacted the same way. He didn't end up counting each card, but he really looked at me when I said 1 or 2 is missing. I'm like, holy shit, I'm just going to omit this line for my next performance.
Have you had a tougher crowd than chess players for Magic?
I enjoy like a tougher crowd. Like I enjoy it's like tough because there's like some people, right, that they've already like predetermined before watching the trick that they're going to like enjoy it, right?
Or not enjoy it.
Or not. The ones that predetermined they're not going to enjoy it is like the fun. So even with the Magnus stuff, like it took a while to just like get it over the line. Like that was an extremely enjoyable thing because I knew for a fact, I knew exactly how he perceived like the first trick, the first interaction, and I knew like his whole thought process and his like personality, how he came to that opinion. And I was like, this is the perfect spot to be in because I knew exactly what I needed to show him to just like shatter that whole like thing. But if he was just impressed from the get-go, it's like, fuck, like I already won. It was like, it's more fun to work for it.
Would you say you shattered that whole thing?
I would say that he was mated, yes.
He was mated? Oh, I guess it's in the video. I guess we don't know.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that's great.
Do you
I'm happy
want
there was a good ending.
show Andrea a magic trick?
Before we do that, right, can we like have a simultaneous, because I need to stim out on something, can we like set up a chessboard?
We're going to chess and magic at the same time. This is the most exciting podcast segment we've had so far.
So look, you have cards like mixed in like all different like directions, right?
How many
like
cards are there?
enough.
I want an exact number.
Take it easy. Take it easy, Hikaru. They're all there.
Okay.
So for example, you can like cut to like a random point in the deck and then a card might be face up.
Okay.
Or it might be face down. It's very Fisher randomy.
We also have Fisher random on the board because he requested to stim as he magicked.
He actually really loves freestyle chess. So freestyle, if you're watching this, invite him to the next one. He really wants to go to South Africa.
Open up the camera on your phone.
Luckily, there's no suspicious.
Hold out your hand like this. I'm going to get the photo of the two of you.
Pose, Andrea.
For this trick, what I want you to do is just touch any face down card that you see. That one.
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever it is, you got
bottom.
it?
Yeah.
In case they didn't see it, just like take it out of the deck and like show it to the camera.
I think they must have seen it.
If you think they saw it,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
fine.
sure they did.
Okay. If I want
Unless
like this,
it's bad if I reshuffle your cards.
it doesn't matter. If it's there, it's all it.
So you don't mind if I do this?
No, you can do whatever you want. So look, you could see they're just mumbo jumbo, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to square up the deck. And in a moment, you're going to spread those cards and every single card is going to be face down. The whole deck would have corrected itself except for the one card that you're thinking of.
That'd be pretty
That'd
cool.
be insane. I've heard that your magic is insane, but that would be that would make no sense. How? Oh, okay.
No.
Fuck, hold on. It's not.
Yes,
No.
like, I'm just kidding.
It's not done yet. It's not done yet. No, I think I'll do it. Ready? Wait. Okay, it's done. Now it's fixed.
What do you mean? He did nothing. I think it's because I shuffled it.
You know how I said I was going to make all the cards go in one direction?
Yeah.
That already happened. But I wasn't talking about this deck.
Okay.
I was talking about the deck in the photo before you even thought of a card.
Oh. Okay, here's the photo. Oh. What? That's actually insane.
Is it right?
I'm going to put this, I'm going to rewatch the VOD. Wait, that's insane.
Was that the card you picked?
Are you part of this?
No. I'm not.
Do you know what he did? Yes, it is the card I picked.
I don't know that one.
Did you do this?
No.
This is crazy. Okay, that was really impressive. I think even Magnus Carlsen would have been astonished with that one. Actually, no joke, this is the most fun I've had on an episode. So I really enjoyed the magic. And I hope I don't come off
You know what
as great, so I
Andrea's
hope there's
special
more.
talent is? Rock, paper, scissors. She wins every time.
Are you a player with integrity or do you
I'm
just
a player
like...
with integrity. No, I just think really hard. But I don't know, I might be outstimmed in this scenario. I'm not sure one of us has more stim cells than the other. Okay, I have to think. Because this really comes down to me breaking down who you are. And I binge watched a lot of your old content preparing for this day, so I have all the information on you. But now that he's a magician, I feel like, Alex, I don't feel like I can perform
Andrea,
my best.
I'm so confident in you.
You're
gonna know.
I'm usually always confident in these scenarios, but I don't know. This
always win.
This magic really, it's made me very disoriented. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I calculated that, and I knew that was going
You
to go
wanted
in
to
a
draw
tie.
round one?
Yeah.
Wow, I actually need a moment to think.
No, I know. I get
Wait a
overstimulated when I play rock, paper, scissors.
Shit.
Oh, I'm actually sweating, Alex. Why do you turn off the AC? I didn't know I was going to be put on the spot. Okay.
Come on, Andrea.
Okay. I'm almost,
I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to go with the risky
you are.
option.
You're not going to go rock again, and I'm not going to fall for you to make me think they're going to go
Andrea,
rock again. So I'm
don't
gonna
tell
go
him your number. Don't tell him your thought process, guys. Please.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Wait.
Go.
On shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes! Let's go! I was going to go rock.
I knew it.
I was going to go rock
knew
to
it.
play with you.
When I said the risky option, that's obviously scissors, right? I was going to go for the scissors, but for some reason, last second, I was like, no, I'm going to switch it all up to rock. And it was the worst decision of my life.
That was honestly the most exciting gaming session I've had in a really long time. I know you're very competitive and into games, but like,
Are
what
you
is your...
competitive?
I try to be.
You know, he seems... I think we just broke him. No, but like realistically, do you usually win?
Yeah, David.
I mean,
do you
yeah, rock,
usually
paper,
win?
scissors, shoot. I'm like up like 77% lifetime.
What about other games you play? How's your... I mean, chess, you're doing quite well. We're not going to compare you to Magnus, but you're beat,
I drew Hikaru in the
friends.
pawn game. I mean, that's pretty...
And didn't you beat
I beat Fabiano Caruana, but he took half his pieces off the board beforehand.
Hey, that still counts.
Fuck, marry, kill, chess, magic, fitness.
Marry fitness, the logical long-term healthy option.
Really?
Right?
More
Best
than
for
chess?
long-term. I feel like that's the logical marry. Because it's the thing that I'm the worst at, I'll probably kill the chess.
Wow.
And the thing that's like the best about magic is that like it could just like activate just like such like strong and like spontaneous like emotions in people.
Would you rather
So.
be the best magician in the world or the best chess player?
Best chess player. Because this never mind, go on.
If
I
you
wanna
could
hear the
be
reasoning.
a grandmaster right now, but you had to be as skinny as you were when you started getting into fitness for the rest of your life, would you take that deal? But you're as healthy as you are now. It's just aesthetics.
No, probably not.
But you could relive the experience of your transformation one more time.
Okay,
Oh, I'm allowed
and
to
be a
restart?
grandmaster.
I
Well,
could restart. I could
realistically,
be
if
like
you were-
Daniel
Okay,
Zubov with my
well-
calisthenics.
What about this? You could get 2,000 now, not grandmaster, but you restart as a skinny boy.
Just 2,000. No, on any given day, I'll never be below 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
How long do you think it would take you to get back where you are? Let's say tomorrow you wake up a chess player.
Probably
Also, I love
like,
that David is a fitness influencer and we haven't talked about fitness.
Don't worry,
yet
it's our
once.
next topic. Also, I made a move.
probably like 8 years.
8 years? Because I feel like realistically you could reach 2,000 in a couple years. So is it really worth it?
Training and like upgrading your body is like significantly easier than getting better at chess.
I like to think about the hours you dedicate on a daily basis. Like,
Yeah, but the difference is like the fitness thing could be difficult, but it's batshit simple. Like you just
yeah,
you lift
There's
these
some-
weights, you try to lift more, you eat enough food. It's like an equation, it just works out. But with chess, like you literally like you have to like it's different. It's
Well,
complicated.
Do you think so? You think it'd be harder for you to get good at chess than to get back into fitness? But in general, for people, do you think that's true, or is it just because of your personality type? Like, I think it would be harder for me to get elite levels of fit versus restart learning chess.
I mean, with chess, I feel like because it's obviously way more like of an intellectual task, I feel like to some degree it's like contingent upon like your genetic IQ. There's that.
Wait, so you think chess ELO correlates with IQ?
Apparently it doesn't from what I understand, but like there has to be like some like overlap. I know memory correlates with IQ, and like Magnus like remembered every like state or capital of like the whole world when he was like 3 months old or something. That's like an IQ correlate, and he obviously converts that into chess by like knowing every game that's ever been played, right? And that gives him like a huge edge. So there's some correlation. Obviously Hikaru will sit there and say there's no pattern like at all. Like it's just literally knowing the patterns and stuff. There has to be some correlation. But with like fitness, like it's just all about like, it's just difficult and unpleasant. Like, are you just willing to do something that doesn't like feel good for like a prolonged period of time? And if you do that, then it's like,
Do you think discipline is a personality trait, or is it a skill you could build?
I think it's a skill that you could build, but I think it's like, for example, like for like fitness, like people that attain like their fitness goals, I don't think it's because they're more like disciplined people or it's because they like built up more discipline. I think that it's like for them, like their greatest like desire was to improve like their fitness. Like they wanted it so bad that like doing the unpleasant stuff to get there, it's obviously, it feels this unpleasant, right? But to not do anything about it, right? And like take the quote unquote easy way is actually this unpleasant. So they're paradoxically taking the path of least resistance by doing all the hard stuff to get their fitness goals.
Well, it's funny what you guys were just saying, because you're talking about fitness, like spending hours every day doing something that you're miserable, but just to get to that common goal, and how that is in a way more convenient than actually, let's say, getting hypothetically good at chess starting nowhere. But I would say I spent hours every day doing chess and I hated it as a kid. So I would say it was the same thing to fitness for me. So I don't know where I was going with this, but to me they were equal. Checkmate.
It's interesting. I think I saw a clip of David. He was speaking at some convention and this guy asks him like the basic question of like, how do I get better at fitness? Which is the same thing we get asked a lot, which is like, how do you get better at chess? And David just cooks this poor man where he's like, anybody who asks this isn't taking it seriously. Like you're just asking this because it's mental masturbation so that you feel better about like the fact that you're not doing it, which is actually very true because chess is the same way. Whenever someone asks me generally like, how do I get better at chess? I'm like, bro, if you wanted to, you don't have to ask.
No, trust me, that's literally me like in chess. I love asking about like how to get better.
But you don't do it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I'm getting dopamine like asking that. But like I'm aware of the whole thing, but I'm like doing this like voluntarily.
What would it take you to study chess?
Wanting to do it bad enough.
And what would need to happen for you to actually want to get good at chess? You said you want to get to 2000 ELO. I haven't seen you putting your action where your mouth's at.
My puzzles in, my...
Yeah. I told you should do puzzles every day. When's the last time you did a puzzle, David?
I did it a few days ago. I did a couple puzzles.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Solved one of them.
That's good.
I'm like learning the Vienna. I know a few little lines there, but I'm at the point now where like even if I get like the edge from like the opening, I just somehow lose those games where like if I played a non-theoretical opening that would have been worse at the start, I would somehow like swindle it. My biggest strength right now is like playing really well from worse positions. That's like where I like excel out. Like if I'm like in a good position, doesn't work as well. So I have to like learn like some openings and shit. I don't know, read some books.
Actually want to get to 2000 or do you just say it?
The intervention is getting serious.
Regardless of how I would answer that question, the only way that the truth could be like deciphered on that is to just wait a given amount of time and then just like, look, was I there or did I make progress to being there? Am I not there? And then that'll answer whether I actually want to or not.
Does having moments when you're on stream with Nemo and you're her partner and she claps when like your king is under attack and you move it out of chess and she goes like, yay, David, you saw it. Does that ever motivate you to get better?
It just reminds me that I'm making good progress, right? That I'm, seeing really complicated things and having the chess aptitude to just maneuver my pieces correctly. Like for example, like if one of my pieces is under attack, I'll simply move it and I'll get a giant applaud from Nemo.
Magic is something you've been doing ever since it was a kid. So magic is obviously a hobby that you've been obsessed with that has been consistent. So what would you say?
Actually, I would not say it's been consistent like at all.
Oh,
like
how'd you get so good then?
Well, I mean, I started when I was like 10, but it was a little bit of magic, but it was more so like sleight of hand, like fancy flourishes and stuff. I went into like a magic shop when I was a kid and like the dude just completely just like destroyed me. And I was like, I need to like know how this works. Like not only that, but I like need to like know how to like perform it to people. And I basically started like it there. And my like fitness channel now actually started off as like a magic channel. So I have like 100 videos of just like magic stuff on private.
No way. I didn't know that. That's so wholesome.
Yeah. But then it was just like an on and off thing. Like there would be times where like 6 months would go by. I wouldn't have a singular magical thought. I wouldn't like touch playing cards. I wouldn't like look at playing cards. I would just be an ordinary person. And then I just all of a sudden would remember, oh, hey, there's cards. I could do magic. And I'd like start like stimming with them. But then like a year ago or less, I ran into some like magicians in New York City. They're like a little bit younger than me, but they like live in New York. They perform like full time and they know like actual magic, right? Not the stuff that I was pretending to do like up to that point. And then like seeing them like perform stuff to me like with my own deck, right? Like it's usually up to that point if I would ever like meet another magician, right, which happened maybe a handful of times of the decade of doing it, I would like know how it works because like once you know a few core concepts in magic, you can kind of like figure out like the basics. But there would be stuff that I would see like, I don't know, David Blaine do on TV or like all this like stuff that I thought was like, oh, it's like either like fake, like there's like either CGI or like there's like Stooges, people are in on it. And that's what my conclusion was. And these magicians that I met in person, they did that same stuff to me that I thought is impossible, like with my own cards. And then I was just like, this is just absolutely like ridiculous. Like this is impossible. I have not a single clue how it could possibly be done. And then that just like really like reinvigorated like the spark.
Did meeting, your heroes, Magnus, Alex, playing them in chess, did that not do the same thing as seeing these magicians do these amazing trick and you're like, I must know how to do that? Why was it not the same experience?
I look up to them more. I wasn't able to figure out a single one of their tricks. I beat her in a game.
You beat Alex in a game?
Fuck yeah.
What odds?
So if I never beat her, then I would just obviously like bow down to her every day. But considering the pawn game that I beat her in, Connect 4 that I beat her in that chess game.
Pawn game.
Oh, I beat you in the pawn game.
No, you didn't. Not once. And you were so
if
proud.
she was more honest, I would look up to her more, but look at her deceiving.
He beat me in one chess game. I had 1 minute. He had 5. We played 15 times. He then cut out the one moment.
Played fucking 9 times. You got mated. You got absolutely fucking mated.
1 game out of 10. He posted just the part where he mates me. At one point, it shows up on my TikTok. David Lade beats Alexandra Botez.
This is great. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
You know what? You've learned more than I thought hanging out with this crowd. He knows.
Well, the thing about David is I've learned how to swindle him.
How do you
We
swindle
play a few
David?
games. I let him beat one, and then I go,
You want to
wanna
play for
bet?
money?
That's what you do to me. I wanted to ask, what is your next, it can be short or long-term goal, if you have any specific ones.
Because I'm so ADHD and just like think like on the
like
fly.
the next thing you're like, I must accomplish this. Or it could be more general. It could be more career.
I mean, oddly, like simply enough, like right now, it's probably normally the answer would have been like just get to like 1800 elo at like chess, like and actually do like the boring shit to get there, which I will do. You will see.
Now you're bluffing. Now that
we're
we've
trying to
heard about
motivate you.
this.
We're doing our best.
I wouldn't have believed that anyways, but
That and also like I want to like learn more like about poker and like discipline myself to play the boring like correct way.
is there discipline in poker? To
Discipline is
studying
actually
poker?
one of the most important things in poker. He was slowly getting better with his discipline.
It's literally, you know how like we need to stim to like feel like a sense of stimulated. The same thing
Yeah.
happens in poker. If you just keep getting dealt garbage, like you don't
Yeah.
play. You're just sitting there wasting time. So I'm like, fuck, like I want to feel an emotion, right? So I'm going to play a hand that I
makes
shouldn't
sense.
just so I could feel something.
Yeah.
And I know that I shouldn't do that, but I just don't care and I
But
do it
that's
anyway.
why poker might actually be a good game for you to get into because it could help
Could
you build
spill
that
over
up.
into other shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's
No.
getting everyone on.
I have been. Oh,
We
Andrea,
still have
I,
our $1,000 heads up match.
I just feel guilty the amount of times I've, made you bet money.
No, I feel like taking
But
money
I
from
gave,
David
no,
is
but
like
I
you
gave
taking
David
it
a
from
ton of
me.
money at the poker game. I also called him with 7-2 off, and he
Well,
took a
that's
few
why he's on
thousand
our
off of me.
pod today.
So actually, I think David's made more money off of me than the other way around,
You
and that's why he's on our pod.
Would you say you're a disciplined person?
For me, like the only discipline aspect in like fitness for me right now is honestly just eating enough food. Like I like struggle to gain weight. Like I just like burn off so many calories just by existing, and then my appetite is just complete garbage, so it just makes it like super super tough for me to like get like the progress that I want. I have to literally just sit there in the kitchen and just keep just like shoveling food that I'm just so full, I'm lethargic, I don't want to do it. And because it's like so hard to do, I can't do it quickly, so I have to sit there for like an hour and just watching my Gotham chess, just slowly just like eating like a meal.
That's why he watches so much chess content, because he needs to pass time while he eats long meals.
It all makes sense.
Ah.
So you basically reached your dream physique. And then what happened after? Does it feel good when you finally hit your goal?
Feels great. I'm completely happy, and that's the end of it.
Does it ever bother you?
kidding.
Hang on.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
And I asked this because David's talked about before how like after you hit this goal, and like this is also proven in studies, you basically have this huge dopamine crash. And I have this also, like,
Yep.
when you win a chess tournament, like you feel good right until you hit it, and then you hit it and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
and then it kind of goes down. So I'm curious how you deal with that.
I mean, it was like a similar thing. Like I started like working out. I was like super skinny, like insecure. And I like looked up to like certain people that had like certain physiques or whatever. And then obviously like was like extremely like hardworking or disciplined or whatever to get there, which I argue like wasn't disciplined. I was just so obsessed with it that I literally felt like I had no other option. That was like the only path forward. Long story short, I hit a point where I was like looking in the mirror. I was like, yep, I mean, this is more or less where I wanted to get to. Like I look on par with like all the people that I look up to. Like I'm just as strong, if not stronger, like fucking on paper, like I nailed it. I just felt so hollow and empty. And it just wasn't. Then I got into magic. Then I got into chess. And I lost at chess. Then I won at poker against you. But yeah, it was just like, what the fuck is this? This shit's a scam. Like I got here, like this is just BS. Where's this internal state of just eternal peace that was advertised to me, or at least I thought was going to happen?
How much of you working out would you say was to get to a certain look, obviously to impress other people, and how much of it is actually self-care?
Oh, I think it was like almost all about the look.
What about now though?
Now it's like so much more like on the self-care side, like tremendously, if not like exclusively. Because like before, I was so passionate about lifting that I just made like a bunch of mistakes, and I just like got like a bunch of injuries, and I was just in chronic pain like all the time, but I didn't want to take my foot off the gas pedal. So for example, like my back was just chronically aching, like it was like debilitating. I was like, oh, just it'll go away eventually. I'll just take extra pre-workout, I'll take some Advil before I train, like it'll be fine. And the shit just like ended up never going away. Then I'm at the point where I'm like, I have such chronic back pain, just like moment to moment, just like life sucks. I'm like, is this just like even worth it? Is it worth like maintaining like a certain just like physique and having all these other like complications? And at a time it was worth it for sure, because that was the greatest desire. But now absolutely not worth it. I'd rather not be like in pain 24/7.
Now that you're not pushing yourself to extremes, how did that change your experience when you're training?
Now I just train. So I think a lot of people like run into this like trap, I guess, where it's like you gain a sense of just like moral like superiority with like how hard you train, right? Just like knowing that like you're like going harder than like everyone else like in the gym, or like more than other people that you know, or just how hard you train in isolation gives you that sense of like, that's what your identity is. That's like what your like ego complex is around. So that like used to be me like tremendously. And there's nothing like inherently like wrong with doing it that way. The only problem is that you could like get injured and like lifting correctly. And it's likely that that's going to happen. Like hypothetically, it is possible to just like have 100% passion on that and do everything correctly. That like can happen, but just realistically, it's like unlikely. So the way that I train now is I just know exactly like how far like I could like push like certain things, like given like certain like fragilities in my body or certain like chronic injuries. And I just like make just like slower progress like over time. So for example, like I'm okay with not like gaining the fastest progress as like humanly possible. Like I'm okay with getting like some percentage, like a 10 to 40% less progress per week or day or whatever, in exchange for just not risking injuring myself, and also giving myself more time to play chess and other things.
If you knew everything you know now, like that you were going to get injured, how it feels after you finally hit your goals, what would you do differently from when you started?
I would just be much more slow and steady. I just like wouldn't rush the process. I would avoid like all the injuries and just build more of like a solid base and like foundation, and just like not rush stuff.
If you weren't posting anything online anymore, how would you live your life differently now?
It'll be pretty much the same. I mean, I don't really post like quite frequently, unfortunately.
Why did you start posting less frequently? What happened?
I don't know. I mean, here's like another thing. Like before, like when I would like make content, right? Let's say I'm like at an event or like at like a station or a place. The only thing I'm not looking at my current reality through the lens of like, this is just where I am, this is what I'm doing. I'm looking through the lens of like, how could I film this to have a great like final like video? So I'm basically just not enjoying myself at all. Like
that sounds relatable.
Like my interactions like don't feel as like authentic, right? Because I want to like get the first thing like on camera, like film it there. I have to film like this and that. So I would basically like sacrifice my quality of life and well-being and enjoyment in the moment for the payoff of like having a good video that other people like can enjoy, right? Which was like good at the time because that's what was necessary to like surmount like an audience and like a social media presence, which is obviously beneficial for like so many different things in so many different ways. But now like I have to like actively tell myself to just like record stuff. Like for example, like for this like Vegas trip, like I came with a friend that like helped me film, and ideally he like film like the primary like content, which was the like the chess and the magic with the GMs like one-on-one. But there's so many other parts of that trip that if I vlogged could have been like absolutely amazing, but I just like didn't do it because just like doing them like in the moment was just like so much more fun.
Does having such a large following not make you feel good about yourself?
I mean, I feel better than everyone else just about all of the time because of it. So that's really nice.
Yeah, I feel like this question you could pose to you, Alex.
Well, no, because like the way people idolize David, I don't think you understand it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the fan
idolize
edits.
David so much. It is crazy. Like the comments are always like, never miss a David Lade edit or anything like that. Like people look up to you so much, a level of idolization that I've never seen outside of like Hikaru and Magnus.
Meanwhile, he's
You know,
just
one of
playing
those
chess
people
and
that
magic.
idolizes
And like,
them.
no, I mean, look, like everyone has somebody like they idolize. But, like that's how people feel about you. Is that not a crazy feeling?
I wouldn't say I really like meditate on like the scope and like implications of that to the degree that you might be alluding to. I don't know.
Is there anything you'd want to say to your like the people who make the edits of you on TikTok? Maybe we could, clip it and send something to the people.
You guys are absolutely awesome. I love what you do. Keep at it. And honestly, incorporate a little bit of chess stuff in there too. I'm sure you know where to find it. It was such a nice checkmate because you literally moved your knight, right? You moved your knight to sack it, right? I was like, oh, I'll take it. I took your knight. You then took my rook with a check. I had to slide my king up. You went to take my other rook. Your king was isolated in the corner.
David.
I literally put that game into the engine and fucking framed it on the wall.
When we were kids, our dad, we would win like 10 of the games. He'd win one and he'd make a wager just on the last one. And we'd have to write, Papa Botez won the last game. He's the best chess player. He's so much better than me. And he would hang on to it. And this is what this interaction reminded me of.
And then he would put it in his wallet and he'd be like, oh, look here. I beat her. I made her write it down.
Dad would be so annoying because you'd win 10. He'd win the last one. And then he wouldn't play again. He would just be like, but who won the last one?
Yes, he
and
refused to play
who
after
won?
he beat us once.
Which honestly is a great
No,
great
it was
strategy.
an incredible needle.
It's very
Because then what would happen is people would be like, who's better at chess? You're your dad. You'd be like, ask them what happened the last game.
Yeah, exactly.
I have evidence. Open up my wallet. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is your response from
But
now on. You never
actually,
play with
one of
Alex
my
again.
funniest dad's moment is when he was using a grandmaster to cheat against you on an online stream,
Oh
and
my God.
he was roasting the shit out of you. And I had never seen you like rage quit a stream before, but Dad actually made you rage quit.
Dad and you, I think, are the only people that genuinely like. I don't really have an ego when it comes to chess. I've lost to so many kids. I've lost so many games. But when you and Dad trash talk me, it still gets to
No,
me.
because you and I would do like so many blitz games and we'd trash talk for content, but then I would tell the point where it stops being content and I'm actually getting under your skin. And the worst part about it is that it makes me feel so good.
What is your family like, David?
What's your dad's elo, you think?
He's like 1600.
But he's a great chess teacher. He could he'd play the pawn game with you. Are your parents or family into any games, or where did this gaming arc come from?
I wouldn't say it was like much of like a game oriented family. I don't know. I just like games. Like obviously, like for me, like I would always prefer to win. But like other than winning, like the actual like greatest desire is just like the act of like playing. Just playing itself is just like extremely fun. And I love like shit talking like in the most like vulgar and vile, like offensive way humanly possible, but like it like coming from like a good place. Right? Because if it doesn't come from a good place, like it like that's when it's actually just like not like okay. But like if it's all like lighthearted and good spirit, it's just the funnest thing ever. I just love to just like play and compete.
Is there anyone who really gets under your skin when they're trash talking you?
I mean, you're pretty fucking irritating sometimes, but that's what's making me be motivated to win at chess.
Do you think like when I absolutely destroy your soul and irritate you that it motivates you to be better?
If it's in a format that like I know that I can like beat you in and should beat you in, like yes. Like if you beat me in like an odds game, whatever, but like if it's odds to where like you don't have like a queen and stuff.
So Andrea, for context, I beat him without a queen like 5 games in a row.
5 games in a row. I won like 3 or 4 games and it was not in a row.
We started betting
it kept
on it,
counting.
and then he lost every game.
But who won the last one?
Definitely, like I don't remember who won the last one. You don't remember who won the last one.
I won the last one because you rage quit. You said enough. I need a break. Andrea, is there anyone who tilts you more than I do?
Dad.
Really?
You and Dad. You guys are by far the most annoying when it comes to any game and competition. Like there's literally no one else that
No, here's what the problem is. Like with the tilting and shit, right? Because virtually all her tilts and all her attacks are within the context of games that we play. right? And she's devoted a large percentage of her existence to mastering these games. And I'm
I
over
didn't
here,
devote
a casual hobbyist, an enthusiast coming in wanting to have a pleasant time. And not only does she just take advantage of me in the game that she specializes, she also uses that to do her roasts.
Well,
why don't we do something more
Why
even?
don't
Let's see how your
take
roasts
her
work
to the
then.
gym then? Why don't we?
But you know what? I'm not an evil super genius because I wouldn't be so mean. But if I needed to, I'm sure I could be meaner.
I mean, your argument just doesn't hold because, like, I didn't know how to play Connect 4 and I kind of demolished you in that one too. Okay, my next question. This is a question for both of you. This is Alex's fun questions. Do you feel you have conscious control over your beliefs? Could you, right now, decide to believe something else if you tried?
I'm gonna let David answer this one.
I mean, I feel like the absolute core of that question just boils down to just like, do you believe in like determinism or not? Or like free will, like essentially.
Yeah, like, do you think your thoughts are your own or they're shaped by your genetics, your environment, and everything? Yes.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think I would lean in that direction. That it's like kind of like deterministic. Like I could sit there and say, oh, well, like I changed my opinion on this because I like got like heard the other evidence and I cross-evaluated it and I deemed it to be like correct. But like the thing that even made me want to entertain looking at the other side was probably like an emotion. That emotion stemmed from like this, and that, like nothing that I like consciously did. So yeah, so I'd say I probably can't.
Can you give me an example, Alex, maybe in your day to day, where there was something that was deterministic that you went against?
Well, I actually agree with David. I feel like I don't have control of my conscious beliefs and they're just...
Well, can you even give me a maybe example of a conscious belief you don't have control that you maybe would have wanted to change but you couldn't, or just a way that you've noticed this?
Right now, in terms of spirituality, I think there's something greater, but I don't exactly know what it is. I don't think I came to that realization by myself out of my own free will. I think I got here because it's a collection of my past experiences, whether it was like us growing up religious and then like you go through your angsty teenage phase where you're like, is God even real? And then you come back later and then you start meeting people from all of these different backgrounds and start considering a lot of things. And now I'm at the stage where like I'm kind of just confused about it, but I feel something's bigger. But I don't think that I believe this because I consciously decided I want to believe in something bigger. It's just shaped by what's happened to me.
I have a question.
Well, one way to even like think about that is it's like, which I agree with everything you said, but it's like, okay, in order for me to figure out like whether I can or cannot consciously influence my beliefs, first try to like think of like an example of when you feel like you did actually do that. And I feel like if you actually run that exercise, you realize you can't even come up with a single thing that like you like were able to like voluntarily do because you could easily counter argue it.
Well, I've actually been trying to psyop myself into things that I think if I believe, even if they're true, my life is going to be better.
Like, well,
Some of them
I want to ask for example for that, but okay, wait, I want you to go into that. But one question in the religion, for example, let's say that you become a very Christian woman and you start going to church. Let's say you believe in a certain God. Now, instead of it being general, that you believe there's a higher power. Now you're...
That looks like the Christian God, let's say. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that you making a conscious effort to change? Because obviously it's different. It's not as general. And that's something that consciously does happen to a lot of
let's say
people.
I decide to do that, but it's a result of this conversation and me trying to prove to myself that I can control my beliefs. Aren't I still being a product of the environment?
Like in this specific scenario, sure, but I feel like for a lot of people, the example you said is actually something pretty common where people explore religion and sometimes specifically go back.
Okay, David,
I have a take. I'm itching to get out on
I
this.
can tell.
He
was stimming faster than usual.
So basically, I think that, I mean, I wasn't raised under any like religion or like lack thereof. I wasn't raised by religious people. I wasn't raised by atheists. I just grew up, right? But like, for example, I also think that there's like something like greater out there, like called spirituality, whatever. Don't quite know what it is, but obviously there's like more to like existence in this like 3D material world that we could like observe with our eyes or like scientific instruments. But I think one of the ways that like people can like get a glimpse into just like higher realms would be like through like psychedelics, like for example, where you could have like certain like experiences that completely like redefine the way that you like perceive like reality and get like insights into things and perceive things that or understand things that you just simply could not in like this ordinary state, right? And those are like some of the most like profound and life-changing experiences for people. But I think that, for example, let's say that you weren't really like religious, right? but other people tell you that, hey, there's this thing like Christianity, like there's the Jesus story, there's yada yada, like this is that. So you already have this like template like floating in your mind, like, you know, like the rough framework maybe of like Adam and Eve, of like Jesus Christ, like you, or whatever religion it may be. In this instance, I'm just happening to choose Christianity, right? So you have that as like a background context, right? Then when you have like a really, really potent like experience, whether it be like through a psychedelic or organically, right? You're going to feel like you're getting, and not feel, you are actually getting like straight universal downloads, like insights and understandings into things, then choosing to look at that through like your religious framework that you had a preconception of. Where, for example, like let's say there no religions existed whatsoever, you would have that blissful religious experience under a psychedelic state, and you would derive all the benefits out of it, right? And that would just be that. But when you're already told certain like religious like ideas beforehand, then when you have some of those experiences that you're like, oh, I was like speaking to Jesus here, or I was like speaking to like this religious figure. I'm not saying you were or weren't, but like you're just having an extremely high potency experience, and then you're like reframing it through like your previous religious teachings.
You still don't have conscious control over your beliefs then, right? Because then this is happening to you because you're in a certain state of mind, or because you're downloading something directly. But how are you controlling that consciously then?
I wasn't saying that you are or are not like controlling it consciously, even deterministically. I'm saying like that's just like, in my opinion, like the mechanism at play. Or like if you have a person that has like a psychedelic experience and like then frames it under a Christian way. The reason they framed it under a Christian way isn't because
it's because of their background. And like,
yeah, because their background.
That
they didn't choose or choose
like
not
you're
to have.
actually going back and making stronger evidence for the fact that you don't have control.
Yeah. I mean, that was my take initially. I said I wasn't sure, but I lean like towards like that side.
Sorry, Angie.
Well, in my opinion, this is a hypothetical situation, and there could also be a hypothetical where you are not a religious person who takes psychedelics and has an experience and it doesn't have a gut, and we're just arguing. Sorry, this is my stemming.
I'm following it.
I liked it when you did it. It makes me feel powerful. But I mean, I think we're both all kind of on the same side, but it's also funny because we're just arguing about this experience for one specific hypothetical experience, which I feel like could very much happen the opposite way. But I don't know. Have you ever taken psychedelics, David?
I have. Nothing like extraordinary doses, or for me, like marijuana has oddly enough been like the most like psychedelic thing that I've like tried.
Have you had any like breakthroughs?
Wait, how did it feel psychedelic to you?
I literally just like, I could just on a whim just have like a full like ego death on it. And just
have you ever experienced ego death?
From what I conceptually understand, like the upper echelon of that being, no, I don't like think so. Are you afraid of dying?
That was actually on my list for you. I'm afraid of aging. I've definitely been thinking about death from like a philosophical point of view recently quite a bit. And I do think it freaks me out. Aging and people I love dying scares me way more. I get way more scared thinking about anything happening to like my mom than I do of my own death.
But like you, like specifically, like other than aging, like dying is just like, oh, whatever.
No, it would terrify me if I knew I was about to die tomorrow. But like Seneca's advice on this was like, if something freaks you out too much, just don't think about it. And that's kind of how it is with death. And there's also like enough distance where I could feel like this is something that happens to Alex far in the future. And Alex far in the future on her deathbed, if like we even still die and like, let's say we're not uploading our consciousness by then, we'll just do a ton of psychedelics, have like one of those experiences where I'm like, I am the universe, I am one. And like, hopefully I'll feel better about it then.
I think that you're subtly like reframing it. Like you're adding the component of you're going to die tomorrow and you know about it. Right, those are like additional variables that slightly like make it different.
Versus if like I know I'm like you don't.
Just what I mean is irrespective of when or how it's going to happen, with the how part being not like terrible or bad or anything. Just the concept of like not existing as you know existence to be.
I'm both scared of it and I also fantasize about it. It's a love-hate relationship for me.
What about you?
I'm not gonna lie, my brain just zoned out really bad.
Andrea, are you afraid of death?
I'll pick up the slack. I'm just so okay with it. I have no, I mean, obviously then other than dying in a terrible and unpleasant way, I just have like, I have like certain friends that I'll discuss it with, and I could tell through them directly telling me and / the things that they're like talking about, how they like are so not okay with death and will do anything to just like live forever, prolong the life or anything. But it's just weird for me. Like I'm completely just like, it's fine. Obviously I want to.
Why?
I mean, maybe ties to like some like spiritual belief or something, but I just like feel like whatever like I am, my soul, whatever, is not just this like flesh, right? Like it's gonna like move on like elsewhere, like do like other shit, right? Or reincarnate into something or fuck knows what, that like I'm just like cool with it. And even if I like didn't exist anymore, right? Would that be a problem? I mean, there's no one to experience unpleasantness if I don't like exist.
So what is your biggest fear?
Probably dying in the slowest and most unpleasant way.
Yeah, because I was going to say, now that I've thought about this question, I feel like I'm not afraid of death, but it's more just I don't want to say the timely manner, but there's so many things to consider. Like, you don't want to put your loved ones in a terrible position where they can't go on without you. Is that me being afraid of death, or is that me just not being selfish? I have a long list of things I want to accomplish. It's like you can be okay with death, but at the same time, obviously, having a list of things you want to do in your life without being afraid of death.
Yeah, the times when I would like really fantasize about death, it was always really annoying to me that it would always have to be a fantasy because like I have too many loved ones in my life.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, number one, the harm to loved ones, and number two, just not doing what you are destined to do in your lifetime. And obviously cutting yourself short is going to do that. And I feel like, okay, there's like a potential and list of things I want to like accomplish in my life and a legacy you want to leave on. And I'm not afraid, but I'm definitely not comfortable with not letting yourself accomplish that.
What happens when you die?
You definitely don't accomplish your goals and get to be with your loved ones.
I just have this feeling that we're souls having a human experience and that there's like your soul lives on in some way. Maybe it joins everyone and like there's a whole like oneness theory. Maybe reincarnation is real. Maybe, energy can't be destroyed. I don't know what happens. I'm sure like this Alexandra self ceases to be, but like the essence of it probably goes somewhere else. Who knows? What do you think
What about
happens?
Basically that, and I'm just going to extend off that, where it's like, I mean, for example, like we can conceptualize and see like the second dimension. We could also conceptualize and see like the first dimension, but the first can't see the second can't see on and on and on. So if you just like presuppose that there's like all these like higher dimensions, right? Like there could be an entity in the 9th dimension here in this room with us that we just simply don't have access to because we could only see in like 3D space, but it could like obviously see us because it's in a higher dimension. And at the 9th dimension, maybe that thing encapsulates physical form, or it doesn't encapsulate physical form. Like when you die, so there's like your soul, right? Obviously. And it could like, I don't know, it could reincarnate back into planet Earth 300 years ago as the opposite gender in some obscurely different like situation. Or you could just like, I don't know, move on to like another planet or like to like another like dimensional realm and be in like, I don't know, dimension number 6 as a fucking magical alien or like something like, I don't know.
Do you think you're a magician in all the realms?
Definitely, for sure. Absolutely.
Have you guys ever had an experience where you felt like you were experiencing an alternate dimension?
Yes.
Whoa, go on.
This conversation got a little too heated for YouTube, so we took it over to the Patreon, link in the description below. We talk about psychedelics, existentialism, and there's also a very heated chess match at the end. So click on the Patreon below, and thank you, David, for coming on.
Thanks,
My
David.
pleasure. Had a great time.